Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today I think that we'll get out our Foxy Lady kit and maybe make some earrings. I haven't got anything designed, so we'll just go and turn down and do something on the fly. Let's do that. Got our Foxy Lady kit pieces out here. This is the extra from the Bone Foxy Lady bead strand, our roll of SoftFlex. These adorable little hishis, which I love. And then the little bone beads. The rest of our packet. And the rest of our 2 strands. This is what's left after making the bracelet. And I think we're going to make earrings. We're probably going to make at least 2 pair if I can get them designed the way I want them. And we're going to use these oak leaves for 1 pair. They'll hang at the bottom. And then we're going to use the little foxes for another pair. I think these are such cute little foxes here. So now we have to just decide what we're going to do with them. Frankly, normally I would paint these little oak leaves, and I think I still may do that. That's relatively easy to do. You just need a couple of paint pens. And just, since these are only one-sided, I'm only going to paint them on the one side. You could use patina paint, obviously. I'll stick those up there so that they're not on my mat as they dry. This paint does dry relatively fast, but I still don't want it getting on my mat. So now we'll pick up the original one and do the little branch part here with this darker one and just sort of go down the seam here of the leaf. And there, one. And 2. Now we'll let those dry for a little bit, and then those leaves will be ready to put on the bottom of our earrings, which however we choose to make those. Now we've got all kinds of wonderful pretty things in here. Now these little guys are silver, so we'll probably have to find some more silver things, and but we're going to make the leaves be in with gold spacers, and because they are I did paint them, we're going to want them to be sort of neutral, so I'm going to go for these little neutral cream beads here. Put those on, and the little gray ones here. And that may be just how we're gonna make them right there. And I'll just get a couple of gold spacers so that we have, I've got the little disco balls, but I don't think so, because I only have 2 and I don't wanna, well, maybe we will. Let's see. It's actually sort of cute, isn't it? Let's move that up so you can see it a little better. With the disco ball, and then And if we were concerned about the length, we could just take one of these out and get one of these little bone pieces to put up at the top. I might like that. Let's go take a look and see how that looks. So we'll break this open. I guess when I say break, I mean break, because they're all over the place now. Well, not quite all over the place. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So let's get, I need another gold spacer to go up here, and then we need some gold wire to make our loops and such. So that will be that pair. Then our little foxes over here. And there we have two sets of earrings. I just got to get some spacers for here. And some wire, and we'll put these babies together. Once I opened up these beads, I'm going to put them in here with these other ones that are open so that we won't lose them. And I'll be right back as soon as I get those pieces we need. Now, as you can see, I've got some little gold balls to go between here and here. And then I also have these little silver pieces to go in here with our... And then I got some 20 gauge bead-along German style wire in silver and some in gold as well. So we need to get a piece of this out. Piece I just cut should be enough for both of these little earrings since they're not going to be very big. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a loop for the bottom, and I'm just going to make a simple wrapped loop using my bell making pliers, my strapped bell making pliers. I bent this at 90 degrees. I'm going to go over the little loop, come all the way around, and bring her over here to make our lollipop shape. As you can see, there we go. Now we'll just slide one of the little foxes onto there. Now sometimes if your loop is relatively good thick, you might have to lift your bar up or down a little bit so it will slide on more easily. There we go, she's on. So now I'll grab my pliers right above where those, or I should say right where they come together, more or less. Then we're going to wrap one or two loops right here where our little fox is at. Now, since he's facing this way, I'm going to cut this so that our wire tucks at the back. And we'll tuck her in. Once you have it tucked, check and see how straight you are. This one's a little crooked. See how it is like tipped on its side? Just, I'm going to take hold of this again and bend this to even that out. And then we'll put our beads on. So we're going to go with this baby here, a spacer, this teardrop, a spacer, and then this cream colored one. Got all our beads on. We're now going to make another loop so that we can put our ear wire on. So because our ear wire is facing this direction, we want our loop to go this way. So we'll do a bend it over, wrap, get our bell making pliers. I use the smallest one. Over and around, flip it and bring it around for our lollipop. Now that we have that, there's our pretty little wolf, or I guess it's a fox, not a wolf. So when we're feeding our ear wire on, because this has a definite front and back, because our little fox is not two-sided, we want to feed this on backwards. So it's facing the wrong direction when it comes in, because as it comes around our loop and comes up here, it's going to turn and face the proper direction then. Well, if I can get her to come on, that is. There we go. So now she's on, and we will wrap this last bit up. So let's grab the right here where they come together, take our wire and wrap. Come on, little fox, drop back the way you're supposed to be. So we want to make sure that we have our wraps really good here. Remember when you're tucking these things in that these are glass. You do need to be careful that you don't accidentally break something or snip something you don't want to snip either, for that matter. So there is our first little fox earring done. We should have enough. So we're going to finish this one up and go to this. Since we finished that one, we're going to go to our second one here. Our little fox on here. And we're going to grab hold of it right above the loop. Now, because I didn't use as much wire this time, I am going to use a second pair of pliers to wrap this so that I'm not trying to do it when my fingers are just not gonna do it. So now when I have everything up here and tucked, we'll pull this down because I notice it's a little high up there. To do that, just put your one tip of your pliers in the loop and then the other one above, and just carefully push them down. Now I can also see we're still a little crooked, so we want to straighten that up. And I think that's pretty good to it now. Though again, it is tipped backwards on its axis just a little bit. That's much better. So now we'll feed our beads on, just as we had them the last time. And then we will we need to make our wrapped loop here up at the top. So up and around, over and around here. And now we want to put our ear wire on, again, as I say, facing backwards. Grab this at the where they come together and wrap our ear wire. Now, if you want a messy wrap, by all means do that. I'm afraid I don't care for messy wraps, but it's everybody's preference what you do to your earrings. I am not going to say, oh, well, you have to do it this way. You do not. If you want a messy wrap, go for it. Do a messy wrap. I'll trim that last teeny bit off. Looks like I had just enough wire for this one. And we'll straighten our pieces. We're going to roll this one slightly to the side because it's facing that direction a wee bit. We don't want that. And it's still... And there we go, our little pair of fox earrings. Now that we're done with the foxes, we need to get out the do the leaves. So we'll get the gold wire out and we'll now start on the leaves. So here is our gold 20 gauge. Find the end. And then we'll cut a good sized piece of that off. Now we're going to make this more or less the same as the others. We're just going to, instead of feeding on the fox, we'll be feeding on the leaf. So let's do our bend. Get our bell making pliers, go around our smallest all the way around, drop it, come around, and do our lollipop shape. Feed our leaf on, and then we'll do a couple of wraps here so that it will hold the leaf nicely. So 1, just a touch more to bring this piece back around to the back. Now you don't have to bring your wire around to the back. I tend to like to do so because I feel it leaves a cleaner look to my piece. Tuck it in. And now we're going to put our beads on. So our beads are going to be this little cream one, then the little disco ball, oops, come back here, disco ball. Now the gray one, this little gold ball, and the cream or bone if you prefer. So now that we've got those on, again we need to check and see which way we want to bend for our ear wire, and in this case it's this way. So bend that over 90 degrees. Get your bell making pliers or your round nose pliers if that's what you prefer. Go around, drop it, and bring it around till we have our lollipop. And now we need to feed in our ear wire. So again, we want to feed this in backwards. So we'll go through here and up and over. Now you need to be a little more careful with the gold ear wires than you do with the silvery colored ones, because silver ones are stainless steel. And these are simply gold plated and they are weaker than the others are. So you want to be careful with them. Okay, there we go, all wrapped around. Now we'll trim this baby off. And tuck her down and straighten her out. Now I say straighten her out because I have noticed that our little loop is dropping to the side a bit, and that frequently happens. So I also have noticed that I may have put this on the wrong way. Let's see. Come on. No, we're good. So, but this is a little crooked. So we want to straighten it. There we go. So this one is completed. Let's see how that looks. Now we'll go over and we'll do the second one. So we do it just the same. Bend our wire 90 degrees. Get our bell making pliers over and around and drop and come down and over. Put our little oak leaves on. Hold it. And get our other pair of pliers and wrap 2 to 3 times. Because I did it 3 here, I'm going to attempt to do 3 here as well. And no problem whatsoever. Though I do notice I am a little bit crooked here. That's all right, we'll get that fixed. Trim this baby down and tuck it in. And I just realized I was probably off camera for you guys, and I am sorry about that. So now let's feed our beads in. Oh, we're a little bit tipped. See how we're tipped back here? We want to straighten that so it's not tipped at all. It comes over this way some. There we go, that's much better. Now we'll put our beads back on. This one just dropped off, so we want to put her back on here. Our little disco ball, come on. Our gray bead. Our little gold ball. And then the little bone bead. So now we want to bend this 90 degrees right here. Get our bell making pliers, or round north pliers if you prefer. In you go, up and over into our lollipop shape. Take her out. Check to make sure you got her the right way. Now see, I'm a little bit off here because I want them to be sort of opposite each other. And this is a little bit not quite there. So we'll give her a little twist till we get her right there. There she is. And then feed our ear wire on backwards, so that when it comes around, our green leaves are going the proper direction. So now grab hold of this with our pliers and wrap. I'm going to try and get the same amount of wraps, which looks like I do. So it looks like it's good and tight, so we're going to clip this baby off right here and tuck her in. Now we'll see if we need to straighten anything. Looks like we're a little tiny bit crooked here, but not too much. That's good. Let's recheck this one. It looks a little bit crooked here, but not bad. So there is our second pair of earrings. And here is our first with our Foxy Lady. So there's our two pair of earrings. Aren't those cute? Now these, I think, look like they might have a little bit of a crookedy. Let's see if we can do a little straightening on those. Okay. Okay, those are good. So there we go, our two pair of earrings. We'll have to put up the rest of our things. So anyway, as I said, the two pair of little earrings with our Foxy Lady from SoftFlex Company Design Kit. Here are the ones with the oak leaves, of which I've painted the little oak leaves green. Aren't those pretty? And then here are our cute little silver foxes. I think these are adorable. So anyway, there we go. That has been two pair of simple and easy earrings to make using our SoftFlex Design Kit Foxy Lady. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.